Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I've got another quick tip video, and I'm actually going to do a short series of just some of these quick tip thoughts on different things around the farm, as well as my thoughts on different subjects, in particular some of the benefits I see of mixed farming. So today I want to talk about scale, and part of the benefit of operating multiple enterprises on a small farm is that each one can operate at a small scale and contribute to the whole financial picture of the farm. I'm not so interested personally in scaling any one enterprise up to the point where total automation, heavy machinery, or really intensive labor demands are necessary for that enterprise to run. I've been on farms and managed a farm that was very focused on just one thing. And while that suits a lot of folks, I like to have a diversity of work and be able to work in spaces that are all scaled small enough that I can give immaculate attention to each of the different things. And it's part of what keeps things interesting for me. If one moment I'm harvesting vegetables and then the next moment I'm moving fencing for animals and feeding turkeys and examining my pigs and sheep, and then the next day I'm eviscerating chickens and packaging them and bringing them to market. It's a diverse enough work life that I find a lot of stimulation there, and it never gets monotonous because there's always something new and different to do. And, while that does somewhat complicate things a little more than having one or maybe two enterprises that are the mainstays, I'm willing to take that trade-off of a bit more complicated for that diversity of work and the challenge that it poses. That point of scale is of particular interest to me because we're trying to design all the systems on the farm to be independent from the need for tractors and fossil fuels. And while we may have a tractor and certain machines that we utilize at this time, it's really important that we don't become dependent on those things. Meaning that if the tractor were to break down or there was a gas shortage or something like that, that our enterprises could still operate and run. And the truth of the matter is I've seen little to no examples of scaled up small farm enterprises that are able to operate without the dependence on machinery. For example, operating multiple acres of market garden or pastured poultry in the ballpark of 10,000 plus birds per year. And a final point on mixed farming that I really enjoy is it feels like the learning opportunities never cease to exist. That may be true in single farm enterprises, but there's so much to learn about each of these different things we're running that looking out at my future of farming and learning, it just seems like the opportunities to really engage in a meaningful way and continue to learn and continue to humble myself throughout that process is just going to be endless. And that's really exciting for me. Another benefit of starting out with a mixed farm is you really get to spend time learning different enterprises and which ones you like, perhaps more than others. The trade-off there is potentially spreading oneself a bit thin and not being able to focus. But if you're coming into it with experience, then I really recommend mixed farming because you might, in theory, say, oh, I want to go out and have a pastured broiler business, and then learn through that process that it's not something you necessarily enjoy the day-to-day of doing that much. And if that's all that you've invested in and it's all that you're building customers around and it's all that your farm is centered around, pivoting from that is going to be much more challenging than if you have multiple different things going on. In that case, say you didn't like one enterprise, you could just drop it or replace it or scale it up. Drop it or replace it or scale up another enterprise to take its place. So I see that as a bit of resilience built into a small farm if it does have mixed enterprises, so that pivoting is a bit easier if you learn that whatever thing you may have selected doesn't quite fit your lifestyle in practice, because that can be really hard to know whether the theory and what you hear and read and learn about the day-to-day of an enterprise is going to match what you actually enjoy doing and what you want your days and time to look like. So that's it for the video today. Please make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Before getting into the video, please make sure